Good day, guys. My name is Solani Baloyi of 13031. Today, I want us to talk about Stokvels. I've seen a few people on social media talking about the payouts from their Stokvels, and I want to know from you what your opinions are about Stokvels. Stokvels are an important part of our economy, and particularly the female economy. And I think the birth of Stokvels came through in the apartheid era, where we were excluded from the formal banking system, and therefore we had to create ways in which we could save for particularly big purchases that had to be done on like a 12-month sort of period or 12-month rolling period thereabout. So are you part of a Stokvel right now? A friend of mine posted about a Stokvel that she was part of, between 10 and 15 members. They were contributing 5,000 Rand on a monthly basis, and she will be getting those funds into her account. So it's almost like creating a 13th check for yourself. You could potentially be saving for yourself. And I know that one of the positive things about a Stokvel is the joint accountability of the whole group. And the way that the Stokvel works is that it's sort of a flat structure, so there's no boss and there's no subordinate, and so the success of the Stokvel really depends on the performance of the collective. But I do know one persona that sort of stands out when I think about Stokvels, and that person is the treasurer. How is your Stokvel doing it? Have you formalized in terms of opening a bank account? Does the bank account give you interest? What is the interest rate on the bank account? How many signatories do you have to be able to access the funds, and so on and so forth? Because in some of the more traditional Stokvels, you would find that it is one person who acts as a treasurer, writing the amounts down. And in prior years, we've seen situations where people that came together to sort of divide and contribute monies that were collected throughout the year would be robbed. So somebody would come, guns blazing, take all the money and run, or the treasurer themselves have been eating all of the money throughout the year. By the day that you need to distribute the funds, then there's something to distribute. So let me know what the structure of your particular Stokvel is, and what would be another interesting thing to know would be what is the highest amount that you have gotten out of a Stokvel, and what are some of the profit making measures that you have in the Stokvel. So for instance, if you've invested the funds, there would be returns, but I do know that some Stokvels are also acting as loan sharks, where they lend out the money that is being contributed, and then the amount that they distribute at the end of the year is the capital amount as well as the interest on top of that. I do know that there's a lot of risk that is associated with Stokvels, but equally, the fact that they are still so relevant today would mean that there are many, many benefits to Stokvels. So I think one of the biggest benefits is the joint accountability. And I think another benefit is the short-term view of this. From a security point of view, it does make sense that there's disbursements of these funds. Do we have opportunities within Stokvels to then reinvest these funds if you don't want to use it within an 11 or 12 month period? And which sort of platform do you then transfer the monies to? And then there are the other Stokvels that are distributing groceries at the end of the contribution amount. There's been a lot of jokes about these because particularly you look at the amount of groceries versus the contribution, and sometimes these do not communicate. There is something wrong there. But do you buy perishable goods or do you buy non-perishable goods? When you do enter the Stokvel, is it with the view of sharing these with your family, or is it with the view of not having to buy non-perishables throughout the year, and therefore you've got that saving on a rolling period? Let me know what your opinions about Stokvels are. I still say it's a great vehicle. It's a big contributor to the economy, and particularly still very active and contributor as part of the female economy. Thanks.